Buckle up.
Welcome to another episode of the After the Bell podcast. Episode 4, unofficially, semi-officially.
We're 0-4.
Alright. I don't think at any point we've said who we are on the show, which I like somewhat, although I don't like. At some point I'm probably going to have to use names.
And think of a good nickname. But anyway.
Indeed.
Round 1.
Round one this week is UFC Fight Night Lee versus Barboza.
Atlantic City 9.
Atlantic City.
Number 9.
What do you mean? Is that the 9th time we went to Atlantic City, was it?
I believe so.
What are you basing that on?
What I heard people say.
Okay.
I mean, I just made that up.
No, just making sure. I have no idea how many times I've been to Atlantic City.
Apparently UFC and Atlantic City go way back.
I believe it. It's like a gambling town, you know?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Anything goes.
Yeah, look, I mean, I tentatively titled this round Stop Hitting Edson Barboza. Who is
I think that's fair.
He's having a terrible 4 months, isn't he?
Man, just leave him alone.
Coming off Khabib, you get through that, right? You probably, most of January is spent in some sort of like Dragon Ball Z type hyperbaric chamber to bring you back to life. And then you're like, get out and you're like, alright, I'm fighting Kevin Lee. How's that going to go for me? Oh, imagine the Khabib fight, except he's hitting you harder and more? Maybe not more. Khabib probably had higher volume, but Jesus Christ, Kevin Lee. Long story short, Kevin Lee beats the shit out of Edson Barboza over 5 rounds.
Man, I don't think he tried a submission in there at all.
I think he might have grabbed the neck at one point, but he was also...
Just to trick him, though.
So
no, I'm not going to hit you anymore, and then bang.
Yeah, in the early rounds, it was more like Edson was like, I got to get out of this because he's hit me in the face. And he was like, well, I'll just choke you then. And he was like, oh, no, don't choke me. And he was like, all right, I'll keep bashing you in the face. And there was a little moment of back and forth between that. But mostly it was Kevin Lee very happily beating Edson Barboza slowly to death, which he eventually achieved. And impressive. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, man, definitely impressive.
It's just a little bit of a hazy moment there in the third when zombie Edson Barboza basically on unconscious instinct throws and lands a wheel kick.
Yeah, muscle memory, go!
Pretty much, right? Like, he looked like he was going off muscle memory after about the 6-minute mark.
But even then, like, the response from Kevin Lee to...
just into a takedown.
To not fall.
Yeah. I'm just going to take you down. Keep bashing you up. Like, man, alright. It's impressive.
It's one way to recover.
Yeah. Man, I think the only black mark against Kevin Lee is that he missed weight, right?
Yeah.
Which just hurts you. From everything he's talking about, it sounds like he would have liked to have kept going. That's what I don't like about these weigh-ins, is that they stop you at 11 a.m. It's like, you should be giving them till like 3 p.m. to make it. Like, if you want to weigh in at 9 a.m., that's fine to me, because if you can make weight at 9 a.m. and then go eat lunch, great. But if the other guy's like, man, I need till like 2 or 3, like I'm going to need most of the day to make it, why is that not okay? Why can't we give him that window to make weight?
I mean, he still has to recover.
Yeah, he's just got less time.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the advantage the other guy gets. It's like, yeah, I made it at 9 o'clock, and then I went and had breakfast. I'm watching this idiot sit in the sauna, trying to cut the last 2 pounds, like, just dying. You know, I don't see why that wouldn't work.
Man, I thought it was very interesting that when the news came out that Kevin Lee didn't make weight, that the odds for Barboza came in. And that is to say that there was suddenly a newfound belief that Edson now had some kind of advantage that he didn't have before.
Well, there's always the thought that, like, maybe he's missing weight because of an injury or, you know, like an infection, or he's a bit fat, he's a bit out of shape.
Man, and like I agree that in some circumstances, you know, you might want to consider that, but like it's really struck me as odd in this particular case, because I'm just... How is him having an extra pound any kind of disadvantage?
Again, it depends on why he has the extra pound. I said, you're right though. Like this, I read a stat this year: 5 fighters have missed weight, and the fight's gone on, and the overweight guys won every time. But that's not always the way it goes. Like, I wonder what the overall statistic would be, like, in all fights in UFC history.
Yeah.
I wonder, would it be 50-50? Would it be, I don't know. But there's definitely an argument to be made that, if a fighter is going to miss, and again, this, like, it's sometimes you can understand a fighter saying no. Would Edson Barboza have been better off saying no? Saying like, no, if he can't make the weight, I'm not fighting him. Would have saved him some brain damage.
Man, certainly would have.
But we'd all be out here calling him a coward. No one would be attacking Kevin Lee for not making his, for not doing his job. We'd be calling Edson Barboza a wimp because he didn't take the fight.
It's like, man, the heavier guy should be the favourite because that's why they have weight classes.
Yeah,
that's why Demetrius Johnson doesn't fight Stipe.
There is this. You see it happen. Why does the guy not make weight? Does he deplete himself so badly in trying to make weight, and even when he fails, like he's still he's not going to recover very well. There's a lot of things with a bad weight cut that can...
You just tap out early and then take the edge into the fight.
Yeah, and I don't think that's what Kevin Lee did. I feel like he tried to make it, but they just pulled him up. And
I wouldn't put it past the fighter, any edge you can get.
No, but it seems like he's been wrestling his whole life. He has never had weight issues in the past.
Well, then it makes you wonder what's different. Certainly that.
I think the most he said was he took the fight on fairly short notice. He just didn't have time because he's a big 155er. He was on Rogan's podcast on Monday or Tuesday or something. So, yeah, a bit of a chat about it.
Yeah, no doubt.
That they're calling out Khabib.
Man, I'd love to see it.
Nah. Khabib, Conor. I'm trying to live in a world where that happens. I'm trying to believe that that's going to happen.
I live in a world where there is no Conor McGregor.
Well, that's not true. That world you're going to just have, like, why did my bus get attacked? I don't understand.
It just means every now and then I might have a bad dream.
Yes. Look, I'm
but man, for the most part, in terms of, like, fighting in a division, he's irrelevant?
Depends. This year...
apparently Tony Ferguson is irrelevant too. Like, they stripped him of his belt.
Yeah, he doesn't have a belt anymore.
That's...
Khabib has the only belt now, supposedly, maybe, sort of. Not really.
That's good news, except for he beat
Alec Winter.
Yeah.
It doesn't...
He didn't have one?
Yeah. Tony's belt is more real because he beat Kevin Lee.
Yeah.
Conor's belt is more real because he beat Eddie Alvarez, who was the standing champion at the time.
Well, it's just like, what does it do for Tony Ferguson's legacy if Kevin Lee beats Khabib?
Yeah, makes Tony Ferguson look good.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, why are you stripping me of my belt?
But, no, I think I've had a bit of a think about this. I would go Lee Poirier. I think if, in the perfect reality where Conor is fighting Khabib, comes back and fights Khabib.
I mean, yeah, if you do have that fight happening, then, man, I agree. But then, like, if that fight isn't happening, then what do you do?
Who do I give to Khabib?
Yeah.
You can't give him Lee. He's had
Why?
one win and he missed weight.
That's fair. Poirier?
Man, I'm more inclined to go Alvarez. But that's me. I think Alvarez Khabib would be a better fight.
I think he's probably in a better spot for it.
I just think Alvarez would give him a better run for his money, whereas I feel like Dustin would get eaten. I think Eddie would probably get eaten eventually, and Khabib would just, I'm going to walk through all your shit. And even Lee, like as dominant as Lee looked in that fight, right, and like this like very strong wrestling game with excellent boxing, good power, you're like, man, this is all the things that could be Khabib's kryptonite. What do you think's going to happen? I mean, I think Khabib's going to take him down and beat the shit out of him, but that's what I think is going to happen in all Khabib fights.
I mean, the thing about that fight is that if it is a wrestling match, then, like...
Khabib wins.
Well, someone's going to win.
Khabib.
And then, like, we'll know.
Khabib.
But we'll know. That's what I'm saying.
It's Khabib. I feel like I already know.
Yeah, until he gets fucking back mounted and bashed out, you just be like, holy shit.
Yeah, he could tag him on the feet and do something, but if he's like, I'm going to get into like a grappling exchange with Khabib, okay, good luck. Let me know how that works for you.
See who gasses out first.
Yeah, it's not going to be Khabib.
Man, you sound pretty confident.
Not in a wrestling match, man. Like I said, Kevin Lee, he might have the skill to stop the takedown enough where he can do something on the feet, but he can't.
And just be the first there. Just be the initiator.
Oh, I doubt it. You're talking about a different level with this guy. This is not. Like I said, Kevin Lee's got some attributes to him, and he's a good wrestler, but
Man, I feel like there's a lot to be said for initiation. I mean,
Cormier's talking about how like Rockhold has problems getting Khabib off him. And that's where I'm like, yeah, Kevin Lee's not going to have a good day. Like if Luke Rockhold, ex-middleweight champion Luke Rockhold is like, get this little shit off me. I feel like, yeah, the lightweight division's going to have problems.
we'll get to see it
Hopefully.
in some form or another.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so which way do you want to go, top to bottom or bottom to top?
Yeah, we're going top to bottom because that's the top covered.
So,
Second up was
Cub Swanson.
Frankie versus Cub, which
I mean, wasn't the funnest fight to watch.
it wasn't awful.
No, I just felt that Cub was too passive.
Yeah, it wasn't the best he looked. I sort of my notes sort of said he looked a bit off the pace, but
Man, like, here I am last week talking about how no one wanted more than him, and
Yeah.
look, I didn't see it in the cage, especially when you got like the example of Davishvili.
yeah,
I mean,
Merab Davishvili.
yeah, like there's a dude who shows you that he wants it.
Yeah, I don't know. Cub just looked like he maybe had an off day. The little moments where he looked okay. He stopped every takedown. Got to give him that. Frankie had like 10 takedown attempts, didn't get any of them, but just got out hustled.
Yeah.
On the feet.
Got no pressure.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I just kind of feeling relieved that Frankie Edgar didn't get his brain scrambled.
He just never got pushed. He just got in and out, reset,
Yeah,
in and out,
It seemed
reset.
like a bit of almost like a light spar or something. I don't know. Cub just, he didn't seem.
Whereas
Didn't
if,
seem
like if
hungry
he
for
was
it.
pushing forward and looking to cut him off and actually putting him under pressure and forcing the mistake.
Taking some chances in that last round. Like, even just that. Just like, man, you got to throw caution to the wind here. You start throwing some heat. It just didn't happen. So, yeah.
I mean, good for Frankie.
Yep. I don't know what you do with them at the top of that division now.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
You got Aldo fighting Jeremy Stevens, which is like, alright, if Jeremy can win that fight, he gets a title shot. Plain and simple. You can beat Aldo, you get a world title fight. Then you got, obviously, the title fights coming up in 226, Holloway and Ortega.
Yeah.
Then what do you do?
Minute.
Right? Like, no idea.
Moicano. You got Cub could fight Kelvin Cater.
Cub will have to go down now, and fight some sort of up-and-coming contender.
No, Kelvin Cater just lost to Moicano.
That's like, where does Frankie go? Frankie's 3 in the world, behind Holloway, Aldo, and Brian Ortega. What do you do with Frankie Edgar? Because I don't think he can beat those 3 guys.
I mean, you got to give him his shot though, right?
I don't know if you got to give him a shot. He's coming up. He just lost to Ortega. Like, what if Ortega beats Max Holloway? You want to do Frankie Ortega again?
Not particularly,
Yeah,
if I'm being honest.
It's too soon. I don't know, man. Featherweight's a bit unclear at the minute. See what sort of gets sorted out in the wake of. I think those 2 fights will let us know where we are. The Aldo fight and the Max Holloway Ortega fight.
Yeah.
They're obviously right at the top of the division, so maybe to give us some clarity. Man, third up was Big Pretty. Justin Willis. beaten Chase Sherman.
The Vanilla Gorilla.
That's isn't that like a kids cartoon from when we were growing up?
Oh man, I don't know. There were so many of them.
Vanilla Gorilla.
They all lasted 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was like a bad Scooby-Doo type show, maybe.
I think you're imagining things.
I don't know. I don't know if my imagination's that good.
Yeah, did you watch it?
I did. I saw this one.
What'd you think?
I thought I probably didn't need to see it after the first round.
I mean, apparently that had like the most viewers at any point in the.
That's unfortunate for everyone involved. Because
Man, Big Critic knows how to draw a crowd.
sure, that's what you want to base it on. It was fine. It was heavyweight schlock. You know,
Yeah, it's fair call.
Big Pretty landed some big bombs. Sherman having enough of a chin to hang in there from him. No real finishing instinct from Willis.
Yeah.
Like when he hurt him, he didn't know how to swarm him, didn't know how to pin him and land devastating shots. It was all just get up so I can land a haymaker. Sherman didn't have much in the way of response to that.
Yeah.
Landed some decent shots. There was some good back and forth, but yeah, it was. I don't know what the hell it was doing on the main card. That's how I'd phrase it.
And above David Branch.
Again, David Branch getting his comeback on. Still looking the part. Knocks Thiago Santos clean out with an overhand right,
It was good.
and then bashes him on the floor a few times unnecessarily. Because that fucking punch that sinks him, man, that does it, right? Thiago's like, where? What? Bang! Bang! Stop! Man, Thiago Santos. That is what happens when you create a video game character and you put all the stats on offense.
I mean, he's very hit and miss.
Right? There's no defense to that man's game. He's just, I'm coming at you with like this intent to murder.
Even
And
then,
then
he was
As soon as he got on the back foot, I was like, oh, this doesn't. All of a sudden, I was immediately like a minute into that fight. You're just like, whoa. Man, he looks all wonky. It's like, man, yeah, he's going backwards. He doesn't know how to go backwards. And Dave Branch is like, oh man, this guy sucks when he's going backwards, and just clunks him.
Man, it was interesting in so I remember his last fight and he came out and he looked ferocious.
Yeah, because that's Anthony Smith did not make him go backwards at any
Yeah.
point.
And watching that and you're just like, oh yeah, Dave Branch is in for a tough day. And then it was just like, what actually happened? No, man, he...
Again, Dave Branch made him go in a direction he's not comfortable going. And
Well, it was almost like he came in and tried to make like a fight of it, like a technical 15-minute fight of it. He's like, yeah. Instead of just coming out there just to like murder him in 17 seconds.
I understand giving someone like Dave Branch the proper respect, but it could also just be that he's giving you different angles. He's not giving you the openings that Anthony Smith's giving you.
Yeah, I feel like he was trying something there and it didn't work. Like it just blew up in his face. She's like, oh shit, he's coming right for me. What do I do? What do I do?
Put your hands up, kid. Do something.
I mean, he doesn't respect my power.
No. But yeah, Santos has got to go work on his D. His defensive game is just not there at all. He needs to have something to back up that vicious offense.
It's a big favourite.
Yeah. Man, I made a little bit of money on that. All I did was, it was paying $3 to go past the first round, or to not go past the first round. It was paying $3. And I was like, nah, man, this is a one-rounder. I know those when I see them.
Yeah, good pick.
It's not quite as good as your Kevin Lee by round 5 KO.
It is what it is. I mean, I have a seven leg parlay on.
Yeah.
The only thing I got wrong was Branch.
Oh. How much did that cost you?
Oh man, it was only a little one.
Mm.
But like still, just like how do I miss that? Like I know Branch is good. It's like I just put too much stock in.
Santos.
Yeah.
Bought into the hype.
Yeah.
Saw that hammer of Thor on his chest, and you were like, "Oh my god!"
I put it in with my bag of other things I was like pretty confident could happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, it came undone. Put a hole in the bottom and it all fell out. And then we had
Well, before that though, I think for Branch, I forgot his name, Tavares. Branch Tavares next. That's what I'm saying. Brad Tavares come off that good win last week against Krzysztof Jotko. Middleweight still has a bit of sorting out to do.
Let's find out who's where.
Yep. Branch versus Tavares, I think, is a good fight. I
think it's a fairly likely fight. It feels like the last 2 cards we've had have sort of been set up to have like winners fight winners.
Man, you certainly can do it with a few of them. And like I said, I think that would just be a good fight. I think they're both in a similar place at the moment. Be interesting to see who would take that one.
Man, it'd be a pretty good fight.
Now, number 5 was, this is where I come in. All right, I watched the card opening fight later because it was awesome. But live, I come in at Aljamain Sterling versus Brett Johns.
Man, what'd you think?
I mean, not the most exciting fight in the world, but Aljamain Sterling handles it very comfortably.
Man, I feel like he's pretty
Gets himself back on track, which I've got to appreciate considering he's coming off a bad loss. But yeah, not a thrilling affair.
Man, I thought it was very dominant. I thought it was pretty smart, and I thought it was pretty boring. That's what I wrote down about this fight.
So about the same.
Man, it's interesting because
he's out there calling out Dominic Cruz.
Well, you had Brett Johns, who's undefeated until then.
Big step up for Brett Johns, though.
Man, and it was, and it's like he really didn't offer Aljo too much, I thought, in a way of like putting him anywhere in trouble.
Yeah.
He kind of lost it everywhere. So it's like, it's just like it's the bantamweight division. I've been saying it for a little while now that, I don't think the talent there is what people are saying it is. And man, I feel like, well, I mean, we'll find out soon because we'll talk about that more when we get to the other bantamweight fight on the card, which was the fight of the night.
I mean, I still feel like you too. I don't know where you mean though. Like when you're talking about Tom Duganwire, I'm like, yeah, he sucks, but you're talking about like the top 10 at bantamweight. I'm like, man, top 10 at bantamweight's very good, very, very good.
Well, it's the guys fighting to get into the top 10.
Sure.
It's like it's which of those ones are actually good.
Yeah, but it's not as talent stacked as lightweight or something silly like that. But man, the top 10 at bantamweight's pretty good.
I mean, it's like it gave me confidence in Aljo as a fighter. That fight.
He's out there calling out Dominic, which I don't know how that's going to go for him. But
he's just working the talk.
I guess we'll see.
I mean, he clearly game plan. He's taking it seriously. So, he could be a problem for that division, perhaps.
And then the card opens with the Hangman.
Jab, 50 grand.
Yeah, we can talk about that, which is he didn't get 50 grand.
He didn't get 50 grand.
But
man, do you think he should have?
He should have got 50 grand
over Bahadazada.
Man, over either of them.
Who got the other one?
That's a fair question.
Man,
I wrote it down. Dave Branch.
Oh yeah.
I think the Hangman's was better than both of them.
With the knee.
Yeah, but that's me.
Man, that was a pretty short fight.
Man, looked good.
I mean, everyone's sort of saying the same thing about Hooker. It's like, yeah, man, he seems to have turned a corner.
Man, very much. Since he's come up to lightweight,
yeah,
down at featherweight, he's come up. He's looked excellent.
And because it was fairly technical the way he beat Jim Miller there.
Yeah,
like he
making him look old.
Yeah.
Last week you were saying we were worried about Frankie Edgar. You were like, is Frankie Edgar going to be the old man we spot on the card who gets the shit beaten out of him? Turns out it was Jim Miller.
Man, there's always one though.
Yep.
It's not old man Frankie. He's still the shit.
No, old man Jim Miller on the other hand, like, that's 4 L's in a row. Ooh. That's, before that you were like, he lost a decision to Poirier and he lost a decision to Pettis. These are nothing wrong with that. It's like, what happened here? It's like, man, the fucking Hangman slept him. Just put him down quick and
jab,
easy.
Not 50 grand.
Jab, what should have been 50
grand. How is that not 50 grand?
It looked like 50 grand.
He knees him right in the chin and ends the fight.
Yep.
And kind of goaded him into it. Like he knew that was the move. He kind of set it up and he was just there to go blam. It's like, what more do you want from the guy?
No money for you, Dan Hooker.
Jesus Christ.
So he's looking good. The undercard, yeah, look, I didn't watch it. This is,
I mean, I watched all of it.
you stop me whenever you want then. So Ryan LaFleur
Yes.
beats Mini Hector Lombard, which I told you he would.
Yeah, and he did, and the decisionator, and you know,
it was boring.
I said some dumb shit, and it was boring. And
The
only thing I got written down about that fight is that he walked out to the Requiem for a Dream song.
Yep.
No.
Who did?
LaFleur.
Okay. Which one? The
creepy orchestral piece.
Oh, yep. I know what that's called. Fuck.
Yeah, and all I got is like the mum on the bus in a red dress, like going to a TV show that's not happening.
Yeah, I can hear I know the tune. I just Yeah, I know the name of it though, which is driving me nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Lux Artena.
There you go. You just needed my help.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird that you.
Yeah, I'm with you. Then you get your boy Simon.
Ricky Simon
versus Merab Davishvili, probably the best fight of the card, I'm told.
Man, it was. Like when I watched it, I was like, yeah, that's fight of the night, and it was.
Did win fight of the night.
Man, it was fun to watch. Like there was a lot of going on there. Like it ranged all over.
Yeah.
Like grappling throws, like in all the escapes. Ricky's trying to throw, and like Merab's just like following him, and like there was a lot of like fairly high level stuff going on, and I feel like that from what I saw, like Ricky showed me that like technically he's the better guy, or maybe he's got more talent, or however you want to quantify it. But Merab just had more like just cojones, man. Like that dude just comes at you. He's and that's what made the fight fun, because you got a guy who's like better but still a bit green against like a fairly seasoned guy who's just, man, he's a wind-up toy. He's just coming and he's coming and he's coming. And so it was a really fun test to get to see for Ricky Simon, because he's only young. And then we had all the controversy at the end of the fight, because
madness at the finish.
Because Ricky was losing the fight. He was just,
Yeah, Davishvili drops him in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
And, like, nearly finishes him in the first round.
I mean, he has him in trouble.
So he clearly takes the first round. Everything I read says he takes the second round as well.
Man, Simon does better in the second round. But it's just like... So every time Davishvili gets his back, like, Simon would, like, throw him off the top. Like, get him to slide over. Like, all this, like... So there was... He was constantly escaping. And then Davishvili would just be, like, straight away attacking again. So he never really got a chance to set up the offense he wanted to. He was just always in the other guy's fight.
Yeah.
And so he made him fight where he's not comfortable, and he's green. And I mean, it's a really good fight for Ricky Simon, because now he's got 15 minutes of that. That's going to help him a lot. And then
strangles him.
Man, the 54 seconds of mounted guillotine.
Yeah, it was about a minute or so.
Where Davishvili is bicycle kicking his legs to let everyone know that he's still conscious, even though he looks like he's getting deaded. And he was getting deaded.
Slowly getting deaded, yep.
And then it made it to the buzzer.
Yep.
Then Davishvili lays down for a second.
Yeah.
Then he rolls up onto his haunches.
Yep.
By now the officials are swarming.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you lay down. They just lay him back down. They, torch his eyes and all this kind of thing.
And they whisper in his ear,
yeah. And then, so there's... Man, watching it live, it was... Like, you knew something was up. It's just like, why is the commissioner in the ring? And there was, like, all sorts of, like, weird conversationings happening on the, outside the ring. And you're just like, man, what's going on? They don't know what's happened. They don't know what to call it. And then... Man, Ricky, like he can smell it. He can smell the blood in the water. He's in his corner. He's pacing. He sees the camera and he just looks down the barrel and goes, "I won that fight, man. Just so you know at home, I won that fight." And man, then they give him the win by TKO.
Yes, by the thing that definitely didn't happen.
Man, so controversy.
Little bit of controversy.
And man, it lit the internet up. to the point where like everyone's weighing in on it,
Mm.
and I got angry a little bit just reading everything. So I went back and I watched the end of the fight like several more times. Admit you miss it in real time, but when Davishvili actually like takes Ricky Simone down at the end and like smashes his top of the head into the mat, and that gives him a big, probably give him a bit of an egg, I guess.
Yeah, yep.
And that's the gap that he loses from. It's from his head hitting the mat. That's how he loses that fight. And so if the knockout happened anywhere, it's there.
Knockout via self-mat takedown. Interesting.
But it's an interesting one because at the time, I gave it to Merab by decision. Like he wins round 1, he wins round 2, he makes it to the belt.
Yep.
Right. He doesn't tap.
No.
He's still conscious.
More or less.
He's trying to get up.
And they stop him.
And yeah.
It's not that he can't get up, they stop him.
So like my heart goes out for the man, but at the same time, under schoolyard rules, Ricky Simone wins.
Right. Yep.
Because at the end of the fight, you were all fucked up on the ground, gasping for air like a dead fish.
Yeah. And if that fight is 15, 20 more seconds, you definitely go out.
Yeah. You're not recovering from there.
No.
And
you're not about to get up and land some bombs.
Yeah, you're dead. And then there's the other world where, if somehow they had just gone, you know what, like, that's a draw.
Just call it a draw.
Yeah, like 10-9, 10-9, 10-8, it's a draw. 29-29, something like that.
Better be 28-28. But
whatever. I'm not good at math.
Sure.
I'm not good at adding.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, still a fun fight.
Okay.
And that's the bantamweight fight, so that's why I'm happy. Like, some people were saying they should rematch. It's like, yeah, man, let's see. I'm like, no. They've both proved to me that they're good enough to be in the UFC. I want them fighting the people who aren't good enough to be in the UFC.
Davishvili versus Duquesnoy.
Yeah, murder. That's murder on the dance floor. Like, I don't... Like, dealing with his pressure is going to be a problem for a lot of guys in that division. There'll be some guys who are just way too good for it. And, like, that's the thing. You could see that Ricky was better than him.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't win the first round and he didn't win the second round. I'm like, if you ask me who was the more talented better fighter, I'm like, yeah, this dude, he just doesn't really know how to fight yet.
Yeah.
Like, he's got all the moves and he knows when to do them, but he just doesn't know how to be as proactive. It's like, it's the Russian poker style, how they're just always aggressive.
Yep, I'm with you.
Yeah.
There's an interesting
analogy.
Yeah. People would be like, Russian poker?
Yeah, if you ever played Russians in poker, man, they play hard.
Yeah, there's no mucking around.
Yeah. And so fighting's no different for them.
Sure.
Whereas, Ricky's just sitting there waiting for his quad aces. You're just like, no, man, just play a hand, buddy.
They came in the end.
Yeah. Just smashing hands together, get in there.
Yeah. So following that, which through all that, good for Ricky Simon, I guess. We'll see what happens next for both of them. Sia flatlines Luan Chagas.
Man, that was an interesting fight. Sort of.
I only saw the end of it.
Man, it was the best part. So what happened was, first 2 minutes, you get to see that Sia's a better striker. It's so obvious he's a better striker. He gets a takedown from strikes, right? He just punches him and the guy goes down on his back. So yeah, that's takedown, right?
Yeah, counts.
And then on the ground, he gets reversed. Like,
yeah.
He shouldn't be on the ground. He's a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
He goes to the ground and he spends 3 minutes defending a choke.
Yes.
Right? And his defense is not bad.
Sia's defense is moderate.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, man, what's the other guy's name? Chagas. Luan
Chagas.
Man, I thought, he was probably the better overall guy. And it's like, so round 2, like he needed to get it to the mat. And he
comes
just...
out striking.
He didn't even... watching fighters do that for me is...
Yeah, you got to remember,
it's annoying.
He's probably had his bell rung doesn't really know where he's at that point.
He's just green. Like
Bit of that.
he's not even that green, but
Man,
he's still a
been
bit.
hurt in the first round. Like, he's not going to know what's up necessarily.
And he just like
We'll make some poor
it's
decisions.
almost like he gets it in his head that he's doing well and he can win it there, or
Could
he's
be
on
good.
the same level,
Could be a bit of that.
and he just like, no, you're not.
So Sia gets rid of him.
Man, kills him.
Yeah, nice and easy.
Easy, liver kick, just folds him.
Yeah,
He's
and
just
then
like,
uppercuts
I
him.
didn't know you could do that with the kick. And then
Uppercuts him into next year
Yeah.
while he's defenseless.
he's out. He's astro traveling,
Yeah.
just going, oh, look at the audience. So,
Then Corey Anderson versus Pat Cummins.
man, it was
Pat Cummins has been spending too much time working on his bowling, not enough time working on his fighting. Goes out there and gets worked for the 15 minutes.
it wasn't close.
Yeah, no, he's tough. We appreciate your toughness, Pat. And
Man, that was easy money on Corey Anderson.
Oh yeah. And then Tony Martin
Yes.
defeats Kato Nakamura.
Yeah.
I don't care.
By decision.
Do you care?
Man, Tony Martin looked okay, I guess. Nakamura looked shit.
Okay. So we don't. We
So
don't
look, beating a guy who's probably not that good and who looks shit on the night probably doesn't mean much.
fair enough.
Like, I feel like a little girl could have withstood a Keitaro kick. They look so fucking weak. That's his Kato Nakamura. That's his nickname.
Oh, okay.
Like when they call him out, he stands in the K.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like,
what?
yeah, man, it's a little bit Sailor Moon.
Oh.
Like a level of dramatism that you wouldn't really expect.
Don't get me wrong, man. There's like some fun guys who've done that over the years. There used to be a kickboxer who came out dressed like Sailor Moon for his fights. I swear to you, wigs, everything, and then he would fuck people up. He was vicious in the ring, but would come out dressed like a girl, like dancing around like a goddamn psychopath.
And that's fine. Like as long
I can't
as
remember his name.
you're a murderer.
Oh yeah, this guy was all about it. He was a kickboxer. Oh, I wish I could remember. Too many guys. So that's it. That's the card.
It's the whole card.
That is the entirety of it. Obviously a few less because Japanese flyweight, who you were bigging up last week, fell off,
Upsets me.
and the whole
Oka.
Leslie Smith situation as well.
Which we decided we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, it's too convoluted and
Now, just quickly, runouts. Did you see the runouts?
do you mean people running out to the cage?
So Frankie Edgar.
Frankie Edgar runs out.
He
He always runs out.
Man, and then after that, everybody ran out.
Really?
Yeah.
So Kevin Lee runs out.
Yeah.
Edson Barboza runs
Yeah.
out. Fair enough.
I'm like, is this a thing now?
Man, Frankie always runs out.
Did the main event guys are just going to run out now?
Frankie always runs out. I don't know about the other two. I could believe Edson because he trains with Frankie. But I don't know why Kevin Lee's running. He might just be, let's get this beaten over with. I'm in a hurry. Somewhere to be.
And I noticed it.
But that was the card that was.
Woo.
Yes, woo. There was a bit of wooing.
20 seconds into the first fight.
Woo! This is why I skip the undercards for these things.
Oh, good. At least I had 20 seconds of peace.
This is why I skip the undercards for these things. Not to mention they had new Mike Goldberg on commentary and
6 wins by way of victory.
yeah, that was, yeah. Alright. Alright, that's round number 1. You wanna?
Man, that was a long round.
It was. You wanna-
Sorry. I'm so sorry we did
No,
that to you.
We had to go through things and there was an intro period and stuff.
Yeah.
Number 2.
No, man, it's going to be more like an actual fight. So it'll come out, it's like I feel your head, I feel your ears, rub down your arms, rub down your legs, and then I go, alright, now punch yourself in the dick.
Man, we are recording.
Have you got your mouth guard in? Now punch yourself in the dick. Because that's the last thing they do, right? To prove they got a cup in, you got to punch yourself in the dick.
Oh yeah. You gotta make sure. So like, see, doesn't hurt a bit.
Bang.
Yep. You bite down on your teeth. You make sure you got a mouthpiece in.
You ready?
Yep. It's all very chimp-like at the end. Where it's like, all right, we don't know what's left. Just show me your teeth, punch your dick, get in there.
Too bad that like the ref has to punch you in the dick.
Man, that'd be I mean, why don't we just skip the middleman, let your opponent do it to start the fight off, since you're allowed a freebie anyway, right? So, round two.
Round two.
Round two this week is tentatively titled "Do You Like Your Chili?"
Man, I like my chili.
It's a play on words though, because it's your UFC chili,
Oh no.
and your UFC chili. Oh, it doesn't have a lot of substance to it.
I don't think I'm gonna like the taste of it.
No, I don't think you're going to like the taste of it at all. In the last week or so, UFC Chile, which was a 2-fight card. Don't listen to anyone else telling you that there's 28 fights on that card. There was only 2. Both those fights are gone.
Yeah, what was the other one?
Emir is a criminal.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not allowed to go to Chile, as it turns out.
Yeah, they're fighting in
Hamburg.
Hamburg.
Yes. Which apparently Germany welcomes the criminal element. I don't know.
He's not a criminal.
He's got a criminal record.
That doesn't mean anything.
I think it means he's a criminal, right? Previous criminal?
Just means some guy who has a pen and paper or a typewriter wrote some stuff
Sure.
about a thing that happened long ago.
No, he did it with a pen and paper. It's just written down,
Was it that long ago?
handwritten down in a filing cabinet somewhere. Mir not allowed in Chile. So yeah, that fight's been rescheduled, which left us with our main event, which was Kamaru Usman.
That's Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Correct. Santiago, though, was broken his hand or hurt his hand or something, so he's not going to be fighting. And shockingly, nobody is interested in flying to Chile to fight Kamaru Usman. I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to do that if you're a UFC welterweight. On 3 weeks' notice? We're about 3 weeks out from this fucking train wreck of a card right now.
4?
I don't know. I think 3.
Man, is it after 224?
It is. 224 is next, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's after.
That's still like 2 weeks away.
Yeah, but it's the week after,
Yeah.
so it's 3 weeks. I know what's happening.
Man, I know how to count to 3 weeks.
Yeah, me too.
So you've got 7, but it's 21 days.
Yeah. I know all those are numbers.
7 and 1 is 8.
Yeah, what stuns me at the moment is on the preliminary card is where you will find the best fight on this card, which was not supposed to be on this card initially because it's Ray Borg versus Brandon Moreno.
Really?
Yeah. It's been rescheduled for this. I don't even know how much this is going to happen. Ray Borg has just had a kid who it's not going 100%. Like, the kid's alive, but it's not. There's problems. And then where I'm wondering, I don't know if Ray Borg's going to necessarily be going down for this fight or not. But that's the best fight left on the card. By lots.
Is it the headline?
No, it's a prelim. It's not even on the main card.
It'll get bumped though, surely.
Mm-hmm. Who knows in this UFC world? Right now, it's Kamaru Usman versus nobody is the main event.
Man, I'm sick of this. I'm sorry to hijack the conversation, but this putting of a good fight on the prelims to try and boost ratings early in the cards.
Yeah.
It's I was looking at the statistics from last week's card,
Mm.
and so the main card was 20% ahead of the 2017 average,
Yeah.
and the prelims were 12% below.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. But the article I was reading was making the case that Corey Anderson was on the undercard. We should all be tuning into that.
Mm.
And you're just no man, this is good. So you get more people watching the good stuff if you put it all together.
Mm.
It's instead you spread it out, and then you get more people watching the shit stuff, but less people watching the good stuff because they're gassed out by it.
Well, look, everything on this chili card is going to be bad stuff. So there's that to look forward to. It's just a woeful card. I mean, you're talking about splitting fights, good fight. We've had this conversation, and I agree with you. It's weird. You know what they're doing when they chuck these fights on early on in the card.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is the ultimate proof that there is just too many of these things. Do you know what we're up to? Chile will be the 14th card of the year.
Wow.
We've had 12 already. Gesundheit. Sort of.
Got a grasshopper in my throat.
Yeah. It's Australia. We eat those things.
Yeah. I'm just hungry.
Yeah. But just 12. We're 12 in already.
Man, I can name me 12 fights that haven't.
Oh, I can do that. You want me to? I can rattle off 12
No,
fights
that's
that have
fine.
happened. I can
I could
manage
probably do
that. What I couldn't tell you was the 12 main events. I can't do that. That's like, you edit this out if you want to really have us like big pondering gaps of silence as we try to do it. But
And Jeremy Stevens do hoi choi.
was that a main event?
Yeah, that was the first one of the year. UFC Fight Night 126.
Sure, I believe you. All right, so Stipe Ngannou. That was on there. That was one. That was the first pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
All right, so that's 2 we got. Rockhold Romero was a main event. That's 3. I can do all the pay-per-views real quick.
Cowboy Medeiros was a
Fight night main event. Yep. What
Jeremy
was
Stevens again.
against who?
Josh Emmett.
Josh Emmett. Yep. Okay, that's 5. What was 222's main event? Cyborg versus Kunitskaya.
Yeah.
That's 6. Khabib versus Al Quinter is 7. Kevin Lee, Edson Barboza is 8. Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje is 9.
Wow. Where are all the other ones?
9 out of 12.
Jacare.
Was that a main event?
Surely.
He fought Derek Brunson.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the main event.
Was that 5 rounds?
Well, it was 1 round.
Yeah, that was. I can't.
Yeah, that was the main event.
Okay, so that's 10.
Did they do a chick fight main event?
Cyborg.
Yeah, that's it. Spent.
I got nothing. It's too many.
Machida versus Anders.
Yep, there you go. That's 11. Nicely done.
Oh, wait. Manawa versus...
No, Jimmy Manuwa wasn't a main event. He fought bloody English guy.
What the hell?
Not English guy.
He is
Jan
English guy.
Blachowicz.
Yeah.
But he's not English. He's Polish. Vadum versus Volkov.
There you go.
12. Got there. Whew. There's some solid main events right there that we just rattled off. Right, that's a 12 worthy card main event. Like, it's just there's too many.
There's definitely too many. 6 hours. 6 hours.
And that's it. All these cards go for 6 hours each too. It's not like these are 3 or 4 fight, things that we're doing. 14 deep every time.
And it's not like another sport where it has a season, so you just do it intensely for like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, and then we have a break where we can let's look forward to it again. Like, no,
Let's see who's
year round.
healing up in the off season.
Yeah. And again, I can be interested in fights year round, but there's got to be a way to deliver this that isn't. Here's 2 amateurs. Again.
It's McDonald's. Here's your order.
Yeah.
You wanted a bag of fighting? Here's your order. You're like, oh man, I'm gonna get some of that good stuff.
All fights are fungible. You're like, no, they're not. It's not a thing.
I want UFC level fights. Well, these are in the UFC.
Yep, they're all in the UFC. Oh, but yeah, my only other note on this is who the hell can save this? Who can save this
Nobody.
game? Only
It was bound to happen. One of these cards was just gonna sink eventually.
Yeah. There's only one guy I think who might fight Usman on this type of notice. I have 2 names, and there's only one who I think might do it, which is Brazilian Cowboy. The other guy I have is actual Cowboy.
Man, just some cowboy rolls in.
Some kind of cowboy needs to go to Chile.
Yes, I like chili. I like my chili just fine. Man, maybe. Brazilian cowboy, I can see doing it.
I could see him having a crack at it.
You know, I'd actually give him a chance too.
I would not. I think Usman would destroy him.
Man, he's got decent power. Like he has ways to win.
Yeah, definitely, but not many. And again, I think Usman is he's a notch above.
Smooch. Now what do you do?
Pretty easy
Oh
to
man, how about let me stand up and we'll fight. The way God intended.
Indeed.
Sportsmanlike.
Yes, sportsmanlike. But yeah, man, just what are we doing with all these
these regional cards, man. Even there's one coming up in like Malaysia or Singapore or something.
Singapore.
That looks like that has the potential to just sink.
Yep.
Into the ocean.
If something happens to Jeremy Stevens or Jose Aldo, do you give two shits about that card anymore? No. They might have even moved Stevens Aldo off that card already.
Just in case.
Just, man, both of them probably looked at it and were like, I'm not going to fight there.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to Singapore. Sounds awful.
You know, the Asian market would do a lot better if there was some good Asian fighters.
You mean if they didn't release the best Asian fighter? They were like, oh, we don't need you, Horiguchi. You can go back to Japan.
Yeah, but that's just Japan. That's Western Asia.
Western Asia.
But it's on the east.
Yep. I'm all caught up.
Yeah.
Thank you for this geography lesson.
Backwards land is like a big mirror.
Yep.
Man, you know they want China.
Yeah, sure. But you need a good Chinese fighter for that to be a thing, I think.
We just need like the whole area to just be...
Jingling was the best Chinese fighter. Jack Massey's fucked his shit up. So,
he's a tough dude, Jingling.
Yeah. He's got some vicious eye gouge technique.
Oh, those escapes. Those like ninja escapes.
Yep. And he knows how to break out of a guillotine. But yeah, this one is just not good. Not good on paper. My fear is that there's going to be lots of knockouts or something, and someone will come out afterwards being like, see?
It was awesome.
It was all, and you're like, that wasn't my complaint. My complaint was that this is not, wasn't that this is going to be boring.
Yeah.
It's that it's going to be low quality. And I'm fairly confident that I'm going to be right about that. Unless there's 20 fighters that I've never heard of who are world class, elite guys, and I just didn't know it.
This doesn't seem very likely.
It doesn't.
We're just hanging out in Chile.
Yeah.
It's like secretly got their underground dojos.
And not even, they're from all around the world, but they're like, this is where I'm going to make my debut on this highly anticipated Chile card. I'm going to let people know what I can do. Michel Prazeres is finally going to let out his violence. It's like I've been laying on people for my entire career, but this Chile card...
Yeah, I'm going to do it with intent.
This is where my John Bones Jones techniques come out.
Just will gravity to help me squish this guy as I lay atop him.
Yeah. Too many cards, man. There's too many.
I mean, there is too many. But even then, part of me doesn't like that we've got a 3-week break before 224.
Man, I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it.
I mean, I wish we had more to talk about. I mean, at least there'll be no Connors throwing things at
There
buses.
probably will be though. And again, I'm fine with it. There'll be stuff to talk about. And even if, God help us, for a week or two that there's less to talk about, that's not the end of the world.
I mean, it's
just not. I'd rather be excited to talk than we have to have a conversation about UFC Fight Night.
Yeah. Name for me the 26 fighters who will be taking up 8 hours of your Sunday.
I am looking very forward to this early matchup.
Between two guys I've never heard of.
Right.
But I'll do some quick research and pretend like I know what I'm talking about.
Yep. And he's got a good jab and...
Man, he's the southpaw. There you go, inside.
Brutal.
So he's got kicks against another guy or something. I don't know how it works, but...
This is the rigor, and again, this is where you're like, I don't want, 3 weeks off, but we're going to come back from that UFC 224 card, and we're going to be, it was great, Nunes won, and probably, and blah, this happened, and blah, that happened. And then we're going to have to talk about Chile. And, can you hear it?
Man.
Can you hear the excitement for Chile?
Man, it's palpable.
It's no good. So yeah, I'm okay with breaks. We can find other things to talk about. Like I said.
And I can't even remember what's going on for 224.
Jacare's on the card. Machida
KG.
versus Vitor Belfort.
Yeah.
He's fighting KG, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's a serious fight.
Yeah, the much anticipated return of Mackenzie Dern.
God, stop it.
Is that this card?
I don't know. In Brazil, probably, because she wanted to fight in Brazil because she has a weird fake Brazilian accent.
I just want to fight among my people.
You're from America! Man, I am happy to move on to my fucking ridiculous and then head into the final round.
Man,
You're happy.
is your fucking ridiculous the... How many fights are on this Bellator card? That's fucking ridiculous.
Coming up this week,
Like 18 fights or some shit?
206.
Man, that's a lot of fights.
Yeah, there's a few.
I have to take my shoes off.
Okay.
See if I can count this.
I'm with you. Caught up now. I'm like, Japanese tradition for some reason? Like,
It's like, no, man, I ran
I get
out
it. I get it. Fingers and toes. I'm caught up.
How many bacon's dozens is that?
Yeah, there's a few. There's a few going on. No, my fucking ridiculous for this week is it's more of a public service announcement. I feel like. So at the time, which is weird though, because I feel like at time of release it may have already happened. But whenever you're listening to this, the week of April 25th, Charles Crazy Horse Bennett is fighting tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
I've told you about Charles Crazy Horse Bennett a little bit. If you don't know who he is, if you have kids, make sure they're not around. Go on YouTube, look him up. Just find a highlight package. He's wonderful. He's one of the real gifts that MMA has given us, Charles Crazy Horse Bennett. He's changed his name.
Oh, yeah?
Felony. And I don't mean Charles Felony Bennett. I don't mean he's changed his nickname.
Yeah.
No. He's legally changed his name to Crazy Horse Felony Bennett. No longer is it Charles. His first name is Felony.
Felony sounds like a girl's name.
It does. But Crazy Horse is Crazy Horse, and he don't give two fucks.
Right. This is my daughter. She's probably going to be a stripper, so yeah. I called her Felony.
Felony, yeah, it does. It sounds like a joke stripper name,
yeah.
Like in a scary movie or something. Like the Wayans brothers be like, "This is my bitch, Felony." You know what I mean? Like something like that.
She bad.
Yeah. She's like, while she's introducing herself, she's stealing something or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Stealing a car.
Yeah. Just very some over the top cliche. But that's what he's changed his name to. He's just a gift. He's a gift that keeps on giving. He did an Ask Me Anything on Reddit recently, where all his responses were video responses to the questions. Wonderful. Just wonderful. He's...
Man, the Crazy Horse.
He's the most mental fucking person who's ever been in MMA. There's nobody more insane than Crazy Horse. And the fact that he is still going. 15 plus years. You know, Crazy Horse has been around since the 90s, I think.
I mean, you'd say the crazy works for him?
I mean, I don't know about it works for him, but it's what he's got, and he's playing the hand he was dealt. It's just...
I'm just thinking about the Twitter beef about Tony Ferguson losing his belt, and then I can't remember who.
You're going off on some weird tangent.
Yeah, he tweeted back. It's like, it's because you're a weirdo. It's because you're a weirdo.
Oh, I think Connor called him a weirdo at some point. But...
It's like, I wonder, is it a card that can sell?
No. Crazy Horse, if you recall, he won a fight once, and while they raised his hand, like when they were announcing the decision, he started to simulate masturbating to the point where he fell on the floor because he simulated coming, and then he fell on the floor in the fetal position like a baby and started sucking on his thumb with a happy look on his face. So no, not sellable.
Man, fair enough. That's next level.
Yeah, when I say he's actually crazy,
man,
he's actually crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah, famously knocked out Vanderlei Silva at a Pride event once backstage. He's got it all, Crazy Horse. He's just fun.
Man, where's he fighting?
Man, it's on, the streaming website Cam Soda?
No.
Okay, I think it might be like a porn thing, potentially at least half a porn thing, I don't know. But it's a streaming service called Cam Soda or something.
I think any streaming service has been used.
Probably has some porn, yeah. But yeah, I was reading this thing on the Reddit, Ask Me Anything that he was doing, and he was crapping on about it, so, yeah. 26th of April he fights. Against some guy I've never heard of. And then Rico Rodriguez is on that card too, former UFC heavyweight champion.
Oh, yeah.
Again, like 90s. Like, we're going way, way back. These are guys who don't want to give it up. But yeah, Charles Bennett is still fighting. He is insane.
Charles Felony.
Felony Bennett is still fighting. My apologies to the Felony. Check him out. He's fun. He's fun for...
Man, I'm struggling with the name Felony still.
Yeah, he's R-rated though. He's not fun for all ages. Don't bring the kids. But yeah, he's great.
It's my daughter, Felony Debauchery. Runaway.
Yeah. Who's a boy? Round 3. I'm ready for round 3. If you're ready for round 3, round 3 is the last emperor.
Fedor Emelianenko.
Great Fedor Emelianenko. The once great Fedor Emelianenko and the now sort of depressing, not very great Fedor Emelianenko.
But hey, it's Fedor.
It is. He is headlining the Bellators this weekend.
He certainly is.
Against Francisco Mir.
Meerkat. Short for meerkat, isn't it?
I don't believe it is.
Oh, maybe it's Russian.
I feel like it's Italian.
Still not. I like Frank, sorry. I do like Frank.
Man, look, this would have been a great fight a decade ago. A dream matchup a decade ago. We would have sat around talking about, one of the many UFC heavyweights who we would want to see Fedor go up against. Look, how would he do against Mir? How would he do against Couture? How would,
Yeah.
Now it's just kind of like...
Let's find out, sort of, but not really.
Look, Frank Mir should probably win this thing. I mean, he hasn't fought in a good while. He's like 2-6 in his last 8. But Fedor, he's the last 2 or 3 proper fights Fedor's had, he's lost, and he's lost them bad. He's had some gifts in there, some hand picks, but it's not been going good for the last Emperor. Whereas Frank Mir's, again, I'm inclined to believe that he's got enough.
Is this not what you hoped to get out of Bellator?
No, this is not what I'm looking for from my Bellators. Like, I'm more about, Bellator 200 is Musasi versus Carvalho for the middleweight title, more into something like that.
Yeah.
And Rory McDonald's next fight, whoever that's against. But look, don't get me wrong, I'm in support of this heavyweight Grand Prix. They got to do something, but it's just Fedor fights they're not the excitement factory that they once were. I remember watching him, trying to find a stream of him fighting Tim Sylvia when he came over to Affliction back in 2007. Something like that. I don't know, 2008 maybe. It was a long time ago. And he knocked Tim Sylvia fucking dead. He tags Tim Sylvia 6 seconds into that fight and then drops him at about 15 seconds and then grabs his back and strangles him at 30 seconds. And you're just like, this guy is God. He can't be stopped, can't be touched. Nobody can do anything to him. And now here we are.
Here we are.
Just won't let it go.
Just old, beaten up, losing streak Frank Mir is he's probably going to have his way with Fedor.
Yep. But, my opinion on guys who want to keep going. If you want to keep going, man, that's your choice. I'm not big on the legacy thing. It's, if you want to create that, that's up to you. But if you don't care about it, then, why should I? Fedor clearly doesn't care about his legacy.
Yeah.
So, okay, man, it's fine. If you want to keep going, you keep going.
Man's money.
Yeah.
Makes us all do things we regret.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be excited. When that fight comes on, I'm going to be into it. Nowhere near as into it as I would have been 10 years ago. But when they're standing in there together, part of me is going to be like, holy shit, man. Fedor versus Mir is not a thing that I thought I was going to get to see. And here it is.
Sort of.
But man, I think that main card is not bad.
Emmanuel Sanchez versus Sam Cecilia.
Yeah, Manny Sanchez is coming off of, he just beat Daniel Strauss, former Bellator featherweight champion.
Yeah.
Sam Cecilia's UFC vet. He's been around the block. I favour Emmanuel Sanchez, but it's a good fight. But he's been in Bellator forever. Emmanuel Sanchez. He's been fighting in Bellator for a long time. And man, he seems like he's putting it together. It was a big win over Daniel Strauss that he had. Daniel Strauss is a good fighter.
Yeah.
And yeah, if he can win this, I think he probably gets a title shot at Patricio Freire, one of the two Pitbull Freire brothers.
Just to keep things simple.
Yeah. Bellator likes to keep it like that. Man, I think it's solid matchup. Like I said, most people flicking on just to watch the Fedor fight probably won't know much about either of them, but man, I reckon it'll be a good contest. Under that, you've got Rafael Lovato Jr. is on the card. He is fighting Gerald Harris.
Indeed.
Man, Rafael Lovato Jr. is legit.
Man, and unbeaten.
Yeah, he's old. He's like 32 or something like that, but he's real good. He's real good. It'll be interesting to see how far he can take it. Because he's just cutting people down at the moment. World champion level jiu-jitsu. Not a bad striker either. Like he's got all the things you need.
Man, interesting.
Man, so he'll be a good watch. Dylan Dennis makes his pro debut. Dylan Dennis is Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu instructor.
Oh, yeah.
So he's a cocky fucking douchebag. Like, got a real bit of that about him. Excellent jiu-jitsu guy though. Like world level jiu-jitsu guy, competition wise.
Man, he's fighting a 2-4 guy.
Yeah, it's the right sort of intro for him. I'm totally okay with that because again, it's his pro debut. He's a smarmy fuck. You want to get him a few wins and see what you can do something with him.
Yeah.
I get it. And then you got a Gracie on the card too. Neiman Gracie's on the card. So
Fighting
Javier Torres.
There you go.
Don't know much about him. But man, I'm about those four fights. Like I said, Dylan Dennis' debut is interesting. Lovato versus Harris, it's not a bad fight at all. Gerald Harris has like 3 slam KOs in his career. That motherfucker loves picking people up and knocking them out. He's very good at it.
Man, I'm into it.
As I say, yeah, you got this, a decent featherweight contest and then an old man match. Nothing like an old man match to get you through. That's also the heavyweight Grand Prix, of course.
Yeah.
Winner faces Chael Sonnen. So he'll be out there chanting for Fedor, I would think, because he knows Frank Mir's going to kill him. Frank Mir's got, what, he's like the size of 2 Chael Sonnens, right? Like,
He's much bigger. Yeah, we'll see.
And then, yeah, because next week you've got the final round of the heavyweight Grand Prix, which is Beta versus King Mo.
King Mo, yeah.
And then the winner of that fights Mitrione.
Yeah, that's a big card.
You're big in the sense of long.
There better be no ads in between that shit. Eh?
Dude, you're not even going to be able to find the Bellator prelims in Australia, so don't sweat that. We'll be struggling to find a stream of the main card over here.
Struggling to find somebody who live tweeting up
Yeah.
there.
It's not the most popular thing in the world, the Bellators, but
Look, oh, Rob Morrow's about to fight
Adam. Polish guy, not going to learn your name.
Polish guy.
Man, I can give you a quick names that I recognise. No.
I recognise it in the sense that I know both those words.
Yeah, sure. Eric Wisely I've heard of. Dan Stidgen fought Wonderboy Thompson back in the day. You ever seen that Wonderboy highlight where he front leg round kicks the guy and knocks him out?
Man,
No, it's a good one.
there you go.
Yeah. That's who Dan Stidgen is.
Good for you. Who's Morgan Sickinger?
Some guy fighting Eric Wisely. Yeah, okay. And then Bellator undercards, though, have a lot of local guys. Like, this is in Chicago, yeah?
Asif Askar.
Is this in Illinois?
Let's find out.
Rosemont, Illinois. Okay, so go back down. So you know how they've got the rankings on Tapology, right?
Yeah.
So you got like Wisconsin, Midwest, Indiana, Indiana, Illinois. So like that undercard is just packed with local talent. That's how you sell the tickets, mate. All those guys will sell like 50 to 100 tickets to everyone they know.
Hey man, come see me fight.
Yeah, you pack the arena out. So yeah, Bellator knows what they're doing. They'll take 5 or 6 of those won't be televised, would be my hope. And then you chuck on like 3 or 4 as the TV prelims, or the online prelims, however they do it, and then got your main card, which is the 5 fights that matter.
Bingo, bango.
Yeah, so it's not I don't give them the same critiques I give UFC. It's a different structure.
Yeah.
You got to think about it like, yeah, okay, see, they're all local guys. See, this is just getting money in the door. Like, this is the plan here. This is not for TV viewing. You're not supposed to watch those 2 guys who start the thing off. We're not supposed to see that. And you're like, yeah, man, I'm fine with that.
It's just to pay to make this thing happen.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's running unopposed against the UFC, so see if they get any kind of shine. I would have thought for a card that's running unopposed, they could have maybe put some younger talent on it. Bellator have got some good young talent. I feel like with the exception of Manny Sanchez, they're not really showing it. Like, Lovato is a really strong prospect, but because of his age, I just don't know what you can do with him.
Yeah.
Dylan Dennis is fun, but again, he's not what I'd call a future prospect for. Like, he's not winning any MMA titles anytime soon.
He's fun, ampersand, shrug.
Yeah. There you go. That's a solid summation of my views. That's about what I got.
I think that's about it.
You want to do interim champ of the week? Get the fuck out of here.
Man, who's your interim champ?
Man, my interim champ of the week goes this week to a man who we talked about a little bit. So this is in part reason because he was snubbed, and in part reason just because he deals with things like a goddamn gentleman.
Let me guess, it's the Hangman.
It is the Hangman. Goes out there, puts the hurting on Jim Miller, puts him away, gives a great post-fight interview, right? Like, and it's like whether it be the recap.
Man, it's a little bit like I could understand that people wouldn't it would be lost on them how good it was because they're like, man, did New Zealanders talk like that? Like there was a regional quality about it.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was great.
Yeah, but even the respectful call out
of Paul
Felder.
I thought he could have been a little bit more of a showman about it.
But even then, like, I like that there's none of that to Dan Hooker. He's just like, I really respect you, mate, and I'd love to get in here with you.
Please fight me.
Yeah, and
come on, man.
Even Paul Felder's response is like, man, I've been waiting for someone to, like, grow some balls and call me out in this cage. Like, and sort of pretty much accepts, right? Like, yeah man, you got a deal.
He doesn't really. He's like, yeah, like, if they call me, then they'll call me.
Yeah.
Like, he really doesn't commit.
Yeah, man, which I get, because otherwise he's going to be fucking agreeing to fights every left and right in the cage.
Want to be like, oh, but you said in front of all these people.
Yeah.
I mean, he missed out on the 50 grand.
But yeah, I thought great performance overall by the Hangman, inside the cage, outside the cage. Didn't even get his 50 Gs.
Man, it's good. Like, there's like, part of the trend of what we've been seeing coming out of that corner of the world was... It's like, oh yeah, like they're okay at a certain weight level, and then they go up to the weight level they should be fighting at and start doing well. It's like it's good to see more people sort of, following that trend. So it makes it easier for me to gloat.
What do you mean?
Well, so think about Whitaker, like when he went up weight classes, and it's just like, yeah, man, now he has a belt, and like Dan Hooker's come up a weight class. He hasn't been beaten since he's gone up, has he?
Yeah, since he's come to lightweight, 3 wins, 3 stops.
It's like, yeah, so it's like, man, I want to be in a position where I can really have some pride in the Australia, New Zealand.
Oh, this is some sort of patriot.
Man, it's Anzac Day as well, of course.
Of course.
Man, sure. I love it. I love that we have a champion. I love that like we've got some up and comers. I feel like they got it the wrong way when they're like, oh, Dan Hooker, he trains with the Style Bender. And I'm like, no, man, it's the other way around. Like, Style Bender trains with Dan Hooker. He got this shit all wrong. And so, you know, I feel like he's probably not getting the attention he deserves, or maybe a bit of disrespect, but he has looked excellent in his last fights. That's undoubtedly true.
And he's creeping up. That division is a hard division to make noise in, man.
Yeah.
That's the murder division. Everyone in that division's a killer.
Man, I'm more than happy to have that be the interim champ of the week. Like, he didn't get the 50 grand for that knee, but, man, I haven't been able to get that out of my head all week. The jab, 50 grand.
Yeah.
I just think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, good on you, son.
Yeah, no, there is a small styrofoam paper belt that has your name on it for this week, Dan Hooker.
Have my sash.
Yep.
You can just take it.
Man, he's got Jim Miller's sash, but we can't afford. We don't have real sashes because then people might come and try and take our sash, which is why I've invented a faux paper mache belt.
Give me that belt. That's my faux paper mache belt.
Man, it's Dan Hooker's, as it turns out, for this week. But, man, that's about what I got.
Right.
Tune in next week where we'll see if I can come up with something to talk about for 90 minutes or so.
Man, we could cut it down to like 85 minutes.
85 minutes. Well, now that the pressure's off, I think it's going to be much easier. I really didn't know where I was going before you took those 5 minutes off.
Man, I'm here to help.
Appreciate it.
It's team effort.
Yeah.
Right. See ya.
Bye. Have a nice week.